Color and Class in the West Indies, an introspection with an interpretation on campus. Many of us have undoubtedly pondered the color problem. Reflection on this inevitably happens at a fashionable nightclub or in the application of bleaching cream and face powders. The dark-skinned Negro sighs for a lighter color, or the Negroid for a straighter hair. The explanation is in the white bias of the society. It is a commonplace of social research in the West Indies that the structure of society is based on the acceptance of the Englishman as superior and the Negro inferior. This is further explained as a legacy of slavery. The economic ascendance of the Englishman gave him a social superiority which was identified with color. The hybrids likewise assumed a higher status, and the interbreeding of the color groups led to a society where color was the determinant of class. Present-day society in the West Indies still experiences the same hierarchical structure in a more complex form. 3 levels in the main exist. The lower class still dominated in many islands by the Negro peasant or manual laborer, the middle class, the most unsure, and the upper class, still the preserve of the white section of the population. Campus is hardly a microcosm of West Indian color, thought, and opinion, or at least on campus, color, its social bias, are difficult to discern. Certainly, the economic factor affected by and affecting our color is removed, as fundamentally every undergraduate is a pauper, and at least those of big allowances are so unique, if they really exist, that there is hardly room for color prejudice to be manifest. In fact, only in one respect is the color affinity demonstrated, and admirably. In the couple, there is still evident the basis for choice in color. The fair one will associate generally without any discrimination, whatever his or her stratum at home. But notice the study. Invariably, the color of the two is equal, or in the case of the woman, it is a prospective advancement of shade, that is, where the fair male will demur about a permanent union with a shade darker, the woman generally will not hesitate to hook a colored match. In the case of the male, any color will do for good time's sake, but the ultimate choice must not be so callous. Likely, as often happens, an overture towards the capture of a lighter shaded companion is a great feat, since the woman is as likely to be hesitant about her permanent union to a darker shade, as he is keen, and if she does decide, it is curious to observe how she is regarded as brave, an indication of the psychological trend of opinion existing in the subconscious of many. This can be borne out by a quick mental survey and will be noticeable to the keen. The class distinction on campus is perpetuated mainly by the Jamaicans whose social attitudes are rigid. The non-Jamaican who is un-English in attire or behavior is invariably regarded as inferior by the Jamaican. The stress on color is a universal factor, which the West Indian has been brainwashed to accept. The middle class, of which this university is largely comprised, is the keeper of tradition by its very nature in the society. The attitude of the authorities is to preserve this traditional standard of behavior by insistence on a pattern that so readily finds acceptance among the brainwashed middle class. Ethics here mean English ethics, not the code that is adopted by individual reason. That is why the kind of gentleman or lady produced here is a reflection of the English-trained counterpart, and their attitude to life remains straitjacketed by irrational preconceptions.